Hello student, today we will be solving the IB Math AHL May 2025 paper 1 times on 2 question number 8. You will be getting the solutions for the first 7 questions of this paper and the solutions to the other questions from the other past papers in form of playlists on my channel NS Online Math Tutoring Classes. You will also be getting playlists where the solved past paper questions will be available based on their topics. I'm Nilanjana Sanyal. I'm an online IB Math AHL level tutor. My phone number and my website address are displayed at the bottom of the screen. So without any further delay, let us start to solve this question number 8. The maximum mark is 8. Consider the function f of x equal to r cos of x for x greater than or equal to -1 but less than or equal to +1. So part A's question is on the set of axes below. These are the set of axes. Sketch the graph of y equal to f of x, and this is a paper 1 question. You will not be having the calculator with you. On your sketch, clearly indicate the y-intercept and the coordinates of the endpoints. This is the sketch of f of x or y equal to r cos of x. These are the endpoints 1, 0 and -1, 0. And this one is the y-intercept 0, pi over 2. Okay. So this one is the x-intercept, but this is also one of the endpoints. So this is the graph that you have to give. Okay. And now coming to the subpart B. Solve r cos of x plus r cos of x root 3 equal to 3 pi over 2 for x greater than or equal to -1 over root 3 but is less than or equal to +1 over root 3. It is containing 6 marks. Okay, so it is a trigonometric equation, but the problem is with this r cos functions. So we should be trying to get rid of these two r cosine functions. How can we do that? We know that f of f inverse of x is equal to x. Okay, so therefore cos of r cos, I'm writing x, whatever is the argument, it will be the argument of the r cosine function. So cos of r cos of x will be equal to x. So if we can get this type of terms, then we can extract only these arguments which contain x and we can get rid of these r cos functions. Okay. So let us take the cosine of both the sides, because it is an equation. Whatever we do to the left side, we have to do the same thing to the right side. Okay. So let me write the equation first of all. R cos of x plus r cos of x root 3 is equal to 3 pi over 2. Therefore, cos of r cos of x plus r cos of x root 3 should be equal to cos 3 pi over 2. Okay. And now what do we do? This can be thought of as cos of a plus b, where a is r cos of x and b is r cos of x root 3. Okay. And we know the formula or the identity. It is the compound angle identity, cos a plus b. You have this identity in your formula booklet. It is cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. Okay. So, and this is a and this is b. Therefore, this will be equal to cos of arc cos of x times cos A cos B. So, times cos of arc cos of x root 3 cos A cos B. We have completed this part, the first term. Then there is the minus sign and sine A. So, sine of arc cos of x times sine of arc cos of x root 3. Okay, and cos 3 pi over 2 is equal to 0. So, this should be equal to 0. Fine. And the first part is easy. Cos of arc cos of x is just x times cos of arc cos of x root 3 is x root 3. This part is easy. But what about this part? Sine of arc cos of x and sine of arc cos of x root 3. If we can find the simplified form of this, we can use the same method to find the simplified form of this as well. Right? So, let me draw a rougher column. Arc cos of x. Suppose you have, say, cos of pi over 3. What is this equal to? This is equal to half. So, the argument of the cosine function is an angle. And cos of an angle will be a number between negative 1 and positive 1. Both include. Okay. And now, if we rewrite this, we can rewrite this equation in this form. Arc cos of half is equal to pi over 3. Okay. What did we do? We have, I'm not having much space, or let me try. We have taken the arc cos of both the sides. And as I had said that f of f inverse of x is x, similarly f inverse of f of x is also equal to x. So, arc cos of pi over 3 will be equal to pi over 3. And because this is an equation, cos of pi over 3 is half, therefore, whatever we do to the left side, we have to do the same thing to the right side. So, this part becomes arc cos of half. So, now we are getting the equation as arc cos of half equal to pi over 3. Okay. So, we understand that arc cos of something, that something is a value, a number, will be equal to an angle. Always it can be arc cos, it can be arc sine, it can be arc tan, whatever it is, inverse trigonometric function, you'll be having an argument of that. And it will be an angle. The result will be an angle. Okay. So, arc cos of x will also be an angle. Let it be equal to theta. Okay. So, I am just writing over here sine or arc cos. Let me write it over here. Arc cos of x. Let it be equal to theta. Therefore, taking cosine of both the sides, we get cos theta equal to x. Okay, taking cosine of both the sides, and x can be written as x over 1 because we know that cos theta is what? It is adjacent over hypotenuse, तो काटवा, okay, का cos adjacent hypotenuse. Okay, so cos theta equal to x, which can be written as x over 1. I have to get it in the form of a ratio, x over 1, which is the ratio between the adjacent side and the hypotenuse of a right triangle. Okay, so this is theta. Sine of arc cos of x will be basically equal to sine theta. Okay, so therefore sine of arc cos of x will be equal to sine theta. Okay, and we have to get the expression for sine theta. We know the expression for cos theta. It is x or x over 1. So let us draw the right triangle. Okay, this is the 90-degree angle, and this one is theta. So the adjacent side is this one. So this is x, and the hypotenuse is 1. So sine theta will be what? It is opposite over hypotenuse. So SOH, so opposite over hypotenuse. And what is the opposite sine length? Using the Pythagoras theorem, it will be square root of 1 square is 1 minus x square. Okay, so it will be equal to square root of 1 minus x square over 1, which is equal to square root of 1 minus x square. So we have got the expression of sine of arc cos of x. Let us use the same logic to get the expression for sine of arc cos of x root 3. Okay, so again, you may take the angle as theta again, but for students who may get confused that we are taking the same angle twice, let me take this as, let arc cos of x root 3, this will also be an angle, let it be alpha. Okay, so therefore cos alpha will be equal to x root 3, and this should be written as x root 3 over 1 because it is the ratio between the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. Okay, so therefore sine of arc cos of x root 3, this one is alpha, so this is equal to sine alpha equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Again, let us draw the right triangle. I am drawing the right triangle in the opposite direction. It is not that you have to draw the right triangle this way. And this has become an arrow. By chance, I have not drawn the arrow. Okay, so this is the right triangle. Don't take this extended part. And adjacent side, this one is alpha. So adjacent side is this one, it is x root 3. And the hypotenuse is 1. So what will be the opposite side? It will be square root of 1 square is 1 minus x root 3 whole square. X square is x square obviously, and root 3 square is 3. So it is minus 3x square. Okay. So this is equal to square root of 1 minus 3x square over 1, which is equal to square root of 1 minus 3x square. Clear? So now let us go back to our original equation, that means this one. Okay, I have brought in this equation, and this part we know how to tackle this part. So it is x times x root 3, and sine theta was equal to square root of 1 minus x square. So minus square root of 1 minus x square. And this is sine alpha, so this is equal to square root of 1 minus 3x square. This is equal to 0. Okay, so this is root 3x square and minus, I can take these two under a single square root. So 1 minus x square times 1 minus 3x square equal to 0, and the square root is creating some problem. So what I can do is I can write this as 1 minus x square times 1 minus 3x square is equal to root 3x square. Okay, and I'm squaring both the sides so that I can get rid of this square root. So 1 minus x square times 1 minus 3x square, root 3 square is 3 and x square whole square is x to the power of 4. Okay, now we are not having any square root. This is a good sign. So we expand the left hand side. It is 1 minus 3x square minus x square plus 3x to the power of 4 equal to 3x to the power of 4. So we can subtract 3x to the power of 4 from both the sides. Okay, and we have 1 minus 4x square equal to 0, or 4x square is equal to 1. Therefore, x square should be equal to 1 over 4, and taking the square root of both the sides, we get x equal to, we are taking the square root, so don't forget to put the plus minus, half. Okay, the x values will be plus half and minus half. Solve for x, and x is greater than or equal to negative 1 over root 3 and less than or equal to positive 1 over root 3, and this is a paper 1 question. So we have got the values of x as positive half and negative half. How do we know that whether these values are between negative 1 over root 3 and positive 1 over root 3? See, we know that 1 square is 1, so root 1 is equal to 1 and root 4 is equal to 2. So root 3 is between root 1 and root 4, and it is more, this 3 is more towards 4 than towards 1, closer to 4 than to 1. Therefore, the square root of 3 should be greater than 1.5. If it had been a number which is midway between 1 and 4, I could have said that square root of that number is 1.5. But I am saying that 3 is closer to 4 than to 1. Therefore, I can say that square root of 3 will be greater than 1.5. It is 1.7. Doesn't matter if you do not know what is square root of 3. It is paper 1 and you do not have the calculator. Even then you can test whether the answer that you have got is correct or not, whether these can be accepted or not. Okay, so we know that square root of 3 is greater than 1.5. So let us assume that square root of 3 is equal to 1.6. Okay, so 1 over square root of 3 should be almost equal to 1 over 1.6. which is equal to 1 over 16 divided by 10, which is equal to 10 divided by 16. Okay. So what is 10 divided by 16 equal to? We have to now do the long division. Since 10 is smaller than 16, we have to put the decimal point and we will be bringing the 0. And 16 times 6 is 96. Okay, I do not need other decimal digits. So 1 over root 3 is almost equal to 0.6. So half is definitely less than, half is what? 0.5 is definitely less than 0.6. And negative half, that is negative 0.5, will be definitely more than negative 0.6. So we have got two values of x which lie within this domain, given domain. But can we take both the values of x? We have to always check for a trigonometric function equation or a logarithmic function equation. We have to always check whether we can accept all the values of x or the variable present in the equation. We can accept all the solutions or not. Okay. So let us take the original equation and let us plug in the two values of x that we have got. So this is the original equation given in the question. And now let us take the x value as half. So arc cos of half plus arc cos of root 3 times half is root 3 over 2. Let us see whether we get the summation of these two terms equal to 3 pi over 2 or not. Okay. So we had taken this part as theta and this part as alpha. These two are the two angles. So arc cos of half is equal to theta. Therefore, cos theta is equal to half. Cos theta equal to half means theta is equal to pi over 3. You may say that theta can be from the fourth quadrant also, but no, because you are seeing that we are having the angles from 0 to pi. That means it is covering only the first two quadrants. Okay, if you think about the cos theta, it is covering only the first two quadrants from 0 to pi. So cos theta is positive. That means theta will be an acute angle. Theta cannot be an angle from the fourth quadrant. Okay. So we have got the value of theta. And this was arc cos of root 3 over 2 is equal to alpha. Therefore, cos alpha equal to root 3 over 2. Again, a positive number. So alpha will also be an acute angle and it will be pi over 6. Right. So alpha, therefore, alpha is equal to pi over 6. And now, if we add pi over 3 plus pi over 6, this is equal to 2 pi over 6 plus pi over 6 equal to 3 pi over 6 equal to pi over 2. And this is not equal to 3 pi over 2. So we cannot take x equal to half. You have to show this. Okay. And now we take x value as negative half. Okay. And we do this exactly the same thing again. So this time I'm directly writing this one. So it will be cos theta will be equal to negative half. So theta will be an angle from the second quadrant. Okay. So theta will be what? The second quadrant expression is pi minus Let me take it as beta. The beta is the angle from the first quadrant. Okay. So cos theta equal to half gives us the angle from the first quadrant as pi over 3. So cos theta equal to negative half. Therefore, the angle will be pi minus pi over 3. Okay. The second quadrant angles are expressed as pi minus the first quadrant angle, the acute angle. So this is equal to 2 pi over 3. So theta equal to 2 pi over 3 and cos alpha is equal to negative root 3 over 2. And the first quadrant angle is pi over 6. So therefore alpha is equal to pi minus pi over 6, which is equal to 5 pi over 6. Okay. And now let us add these two. 2 pi over 3 plus 5 pi over 6, which is equal to 4 pi over 6 plus 5 pi over 6 is equal to 9 pi over 6, which is equal to 3 pi over 2. So therefore the answer will be x equal to negative half. Okay. Even if you do not remember the standard angle values, if you take x equal to half, you have drawn the graph, you can see this. This is x equal to 1. Let me take another color. This is x equal to 1. Maybe this is x equal to half. So this will be, the y value will be less than pi over 2. Okay. It will be less than pi over 2. And for this one, it will be root 3 over 2. Root 3 over 2, I have shown it, what is the value of root 3? We may take the approximate value as 1.6. 1.6 divided by 2 is 0.8. So 0.8 will be somewhere over here between half and 1. So it will be, its corresponding y value will be even smaller than the half. So these two added together will not be equal to 3 pi over 2. Okay. So this way also you can try to find out which value of x you should be eliminating, or else if you know the values of the standard angle, for the trigonometric ratios of standard angles, then you can directly put in the values and see if the summation is equal to 3 pi over 2 or not. Okay. So we have completed answering this question number 8. Thank you for staying with me till the end. Please like and share this video in case you have liked my explanation, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your liking, sharing and subscribing will be really helping me a lot. We meet again very soon and we will be solving question number 9 of the same paper in our next session. Till then, bye.